Howdy, I hope you're having a great day. Silver Trade here again with another video, and as usual we are going to be all over the place. We're going to be talking about Trump's big announcement, which actually seems very exciting for the markets, a little bit about crypto, India and Pakistan just went to war a few hours ago,
China,
and a trade idea towards the end of the video. But please remember, none of this is financial advice and we are not financial advisors. This video is made for entertainment purposes only. Yesterday, we saw XRT higher than 1,300%, 1,310% short. It dropped a bit today, but it is still well above 450% short, which no matter how you cut it is ridiculous and should never happen. Today Trump said, we have a very, very big announcement to make, like as big as it gets. And I won't tell you what Mr. Trump said before adding, it is really, really positive. He knows what pumps up markets and he knows what crushes markets, and I don't see this as a bluff. Just a few minutes ago, he said this.
and I said before in our meeting with the new and very talented Prime Minister of Canada that we have some very big announcement to make. It's not about trade, it's about something else, but it's going to be a truly earth-shattering and positive development for this country and for the people of this country, and that'll take place sometime within the next few days.
Right now, over the entire stock market, there is like a blanket of uncertainty with these trade deals because we thought that they were going to be quick trade deals and it was going to be over, but now it's not seeming that that will be the case. And that blanket of uncertainty really affects every stock. But the second we get some positive news, it could be huge. And today, somebody just sold over $16 million worth of January 2026 GME $95 puts, while the stock is still at $26 per share. Whenever you sell a put, you get the premium for that put. And I'll explain more of this towards the end of the video if you don't know what selling a put is. But long story short, somebody's betting big that GameStop is only going to move up from here. MicroStrategy had this in one of their meetings, saying that basically GameStop had already bought Bitcoin, but GameStop has not made that public to us yet. But maybe MicroStrategy knows something. Michael Saylor and Ryan Cohen are pretty cool. Coincidence?
I think not.
And if you wouldn't mind, please leave a like on this video and maybe share it. It really helps me out, and thank you guys so much. And Credit Suisse admits to helping the US billionaires dodge taxes. The Department of Justice just caught a mega criminal banking cartel. That's right, these scumbags just got caught doing the same stuff. This time, it's 25 individuals with over $700 million in hidden assets. And the punishment? Just another wrist slap and fine. No one's going to jail, no one's clawing back the billions stolen, just some criminal banks committing crimes, then paying a toll to keep operating the same way. If it's only a fine, it's not really illegal, at least for them. Thanks to the Switch 2 sales, GameStop's core business will be very profitable next quarter and probably all quarters to follow. And the Switch 2 is going to make a lot more people, Pokemon fans and other video game fans, so they can sell the cards, they can sell the t-shirts, and they can sell the socks. The console sales doesn't really make GameStop the money, it's the stuff around the consoles that makes GameStop the money. Bloomberg estimates that about 6 to 8 million units were sold at launch, when the Switch 1 only sold about 7.6 million its first year of launch. And there were 2.2 million pre-orders in Japan alone, and historic pre-orders in France. And we all know that there's a lot of people that email the SEC every day concerning GameStop and the whole ape movement, and here are some recent findings. He said, I did write to the SEC to complain about 1. The number of cat errors and not knowing who caused them, and 2. Failures to deliver. The SEC has written back today to point to their own rules, see below. The SEC claims to look into the numbers of errors and limit them to a maximum of 5%, but the public can't know who caused them or what action the SEC takes against them due to anonymity, quote unquote. FTDs shouldn't exist at all. The response doesn't answer my question of what the SEC is doing to prevent cat errors happening in the first place, or who is causing the errors, and which sellers are continuing to fail to deliver shares in a timely manner. President Trump said he will implement a 100% tariff on films produced outside of the US. He said the movie industry is dying in America. And Stefan Tetrault acquires GameStop Canada. GameStop sold 185 of their Canadian stores to Stefan Tetrault, And we have no idea how much they made off of this, but if we were to just say that they made $200,000 off of each store, that would be about $37 million right in GameStop's pocket. And this is a great move from GameStop, cutting the fat and really focusing on the highly profitable stores here in America, while also making their cash pile even bigger. And India and Pakistan just went to war. This happened just a few hours ago. Allegedly, some terrorists from Pakistan went to India and claimed about 26 people, sadly, and so India retaliated by doing this. But Pakistan said it had nothing to do with that. And both India and Pakistan have nukes. Slightly concerning. For anybody who doesn't know, I just wanted to throw it out there that if you have enough money, you can go and buy credit card data, anonymous credit card data obviously, to see what consumer trends are happening. And this is what banks do to see where the money's flowing and where the money isn't flowing anymore. So like if in this report that you get from them, if it says that people are going to Starbucks 50% more than they were last quarter, you could buy Starbucks stock and do pretty well on that. Pretty crazy, right? The Caspa Crescendo update from 1 block per second to 10 blocks per second just went live, and look how beautiful that is. Hasn't really done much for the price, but very exciting for the network. Trump has been dogging China with tariffs, obviously. I've heard that over 300 million jobs have been lost in China. I think Trump's long-term plan with that is to drive the entire country crazy. Sadly, there have been a lot of people going absolutely ballistic over there. They lose their jobs and they lose everything, so they take to the street. And that's all we need to talk about. But it has been driving a lot of people absolutely crazy over there. China last reported its youth unemployment numbers in December of 2023, suspending publications in June 2023 due to a record high number of 21% unemployment for its youth. Youth unemployment at over 20%, and they stopped reporting the numbers. That is crazy bad. I can only imagine how bad it is over there. They work a typical 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. shift, 6 days a week. Rumor has it that the CCP has 50 times more hackers than the FBI. And if you wouldn't mind, please like this video, because me just talking about this is going to really hurt the whole video. And China has been positioning to invade Taiwan for a while now, firing the generals that don't listen to them. The Chinese military are going out of their way to put, instead of fuel into stuff, they're putting water into stuff because morale is so bad. China spends more on censorship in their own country than they do on their military. It seems like his long-term plan was to completely break China, and it's definitely working. But Open Insider is a great website where you can see what insiders are buying or selling a certain stock, and it's free. It's the one that Roaring Kitty uses. Roaring Kitty also likes Seeking Alpha, which is a great website and definitely worth the monthly fee, because you can actually see all the financials for a company in here and see how they've gotten better or gotten worse over time. And Chart Exchange is another really good one, because that's where you can see how many Reddit posts are coming out about a certain stock. Here's Wolf. Nobody ever talked about it until recently. A lot of people are talking about it. Please let me know if y'all would like to see a few more of the websites I use. And if anybody doesn't know what selling puts is, I hope this can clear it up. Someone sold the $95 puts for GME expiring in 2026, while the price is only at $26 per share. A put option gives the buyer the right to sell a stock at a certain price, strike price before a certain date, or expiration. So a $95 put means the buyer can force someone else to buy GameStop for $95 per share, even if it's only worth way less. If someone sells a put, they are saying, I will buy the stock at a strike price of $95 if you want to sell it to me before 2026. The seller is hoping the stock stays above $95 per share, so the option never gets used and they just keep the money. And why would anybody do this? because they probably got paid a massive amount of money up front. And yes, you do, you collect a premium. Maybe they're betting GME will go way above $95 per share and they never have to buy that contract back. When I go on Robinhood and I want to sell a $95 put for January of 2026, I would receive a credit of $6,799. But if GameStop goes above $95 per share, or even gets close to that, or around that, or even just gets halfway to that, I can close that contract for way less than the $6,799 that was given to me, so then I can keep premium. In simple terms, selling a $95 put when GameStop is at $26 is like saying, I'm willing to buy GameStop for $95 in the future, even though it's only at $26 right now. And I hope it goes way up so I don't actually have to. It's super risky unless they have a specific plan or reason. You get the credit, it goes up, you can buy back that contract for less money than you got from the credit, and then keep the difference. But you can't talk about options without thinking about implied volatility. Since Wolf has earnings coming up on the 8th, and its current IV is higher than 98% of the readings in the past, this would make selling options on it seem desirable. And especially after earnings, there's going to be IV crush, or implied volatility crush. When the IV goes down, the price of that option will also go down, so I can buy back that put for even less since earnings has passed. But IV can always go up more. And since GameStop's implied volatility is kind of low right now, I wonder if they're going to take that $16 million they got from the $95 puts that they sold and roll that into calls. But theoretically, selling some $15 puts on Wolf wouldn't be a bad idea for January of 2026. The IV is high. The IV is incredibly high, and I expect the stock to move up and closer to that price. So there's multiple ways that this trade could work out for me. And with earnings coming up soon, IV crush, I can buy back that option for much less. And if it goes above $15 per share by 2026, that option might just expire worthless. And if it did expire worthless, I would get to keep that $1,190 credit all to myself. And another not bad website is Market Chameleon. Here I can see the 30-day implied volatility. Since June, obviously implied volatility, or IV, has just been skyrocketing, so it would be a great time to sell some puts while the price is going down. When the price has been pushed down on any stock, like pushed way down, the implied volatility is normally up because it's not comfy, it's not happy. It wants to get back to its equilibrium. And if we did it for January of 2026, every day theta decay on that option would actually be putting a few dollars in my pocket. But please look way more into options, implied volatility, and all of that for a long time than just this video on options before you try anything like that. And thank you so much if you made it this far in the video. Please let me know what you thought of it down below. I really appreciate you making it this far. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you found value in this. Thank you so much, and God bless you.